I'm just sending this recording to show you the progress I've made on the blog post and to sort of walk you through the finer points of it so that we can have really consistent looking blog pages. And I'll try to be as brief as possible. So first and foremost, we pick headers here. And then, well, let me just scroll through the features. This is the blog post for Singapore, for the SFI score and for the introduction. So as you can see, I've made some graphics here to sort of be a summary of the SF5 score. I know they're not great, but honestly, it took a lot of time, so we'll work on maybe better images for later. And then I have the highlights in here. Just a note from Michael for the future, this format is obviously like a little more cramped than the rest of the layout, so maybe that's an adjustment we can make with the numbers. Here's where the article starts. This is supposed to be left aligned with the text wrapped around it is the option I chose, but it's not showing up that way, which is suboptimal. But we should make this a thumbnail actually. So that it's at least smaller. And I'll just make that thumbnail size. Update that. So there's that. Here's the report, the rest of the article. About halfway through, I'm asking you guys to put another full width picture in here. So I was able to provide some sometimes, but other times I haven't had the time to source them, so I'll show you how to find the right picture for that. Yeah, and then I've made this graphic here to download the full report. Again, I know it's not great, but I figured it's better than nothing. And then once we upload the ebook, which I just got back today, you'll be able to click on this image and it will like open the ebook for you, which I thought would be nice. And then here's the author tag and then the more feature, which as Michael said, we will fill in later once we publish the articles because right now they're not available as an option. So that's what this one looks like. And just for your reference, if you look at the ebook, this covers like, here's our cover page, right? And so then the introduction and then these next pages, so those 4 pages is all that's what 5, I'm sorry, all of this is covered in that article. So it's one nice long article, which is a really good thing. People like to have longer articles. And then the next layout, which is the policies, I'll show you next. But if you ever have any doubts, it's always good just to refer back to the ebook, which I also sent you guys. So the next one is the startup policies. So here's the header. Notice that I didn't include colon, I just included name and it's hyperlinked, and this is to, in my case, my website, but it can be to whatever the author supplies us with. All of the dates should be March 30th because that's when we launch. And then all of the headers should be regular. And again, an image halfway down and the same sort of stuff. So there's nothing different about that one. The next thing are the guest authors, and I did put some extra rules. The one we're looking at right now is actually going to be building a regional business in Singapore. And I just denoted on the spreadsheet here what times they are guest authors, because in that case that they do expect a little bit more out of writing the article for us. So, you know, obviously put their name. That's not supposed to have a colon there. I'll get rid of it. The date. You put their article, again, a picture halfway. Download now, and then I put an extra line, learn more about their business at their business website, and then I put their logo. So yeah, that's how it should be. All the pictures are square and black and white to get rid of irregularities. And then just on the back end, always select news. Always update the permalink to say empower. In this case, I put Singapore policies, but I put the permalinks on here also. And we need to do it now before we publish it and send it out, because if you update the link after, then when people go back to it, they get a 404. So all these little details, it's best to do like right now. I scheduled it. I originally said 10:55, but I think we should schedule a little bit earlier. Maybe that way we have time to link all the articles too. Maybe even 9 before the event starts, actually, would be good. No one's really going to look. Okay. Okay, the article goes in here. Yeah, and then you would fill in these things when they get there. I always choose wide banner without the title for now. And another good thing to note is that on the images, like in here, I always center them, and I always do full size for the full width ones, and ideally we would put in the alternative text and the caption. In the caption, would it be nice if you put in the photographer credit, and those are included in, those are actually preserved in the name of the file. So you see I designated here, this is the header image, and then here is the author name, and it's from unsplash.com. So it's always nice to give them that. For things like for the author photos and for the interviewee, I make them thumbnail size so they're nice and small. That's it, but it would be great if everybody could do this and make it very uniform so that they all look the same. If I were you, I would just like clone one of these sheets and then work off of that template. Another thing to note is that if you copy and paste from the Empower magazine, which you should do, if you copy in bold text, it would look bold here, but then when you preview it, it's not bolded. And by bold, I mean these headings. So you have to make sure that these are heading 3. And the title is heading 2. And I'll go ahead and get rid of that colon right now. Okay, that's